My name is K.Demar Gaines, and I am an all-seeing eye. To be an all-seeing eye is to have all knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the mind, body, and soul. All-seeing eye represents the eye of God, but God rests within man. Flowing off G127, also known as Genesis chapter 1 verse 27, where it states, God said, "Let us make man in our image." For men are created in the image of God, but not a physical image, not a physical likeness, not a physical creation, but an image as in the mind, such as having the knowledge of good and evil through the mind and operating off the body and the soul, mentally, physically, and spiritually. All-seeing eye represents the eye of knowledge. There's 120 degrees of knowledge, there's 120 degrees of wisdom, and there's 120 degrees of understanding, therefore equaling 360 degrees of all knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. To become an all-seeing eye, we must first go through the stages of darkness. The stages of darkness represents the stages of ignorance, for we must first be ignorant before we come into the process of enlightenment. For we are known as enlightened men or enlightened women, or the sons or daughters of knowledge, the sons and daughters of light. For we walk down the path of illumination. The path of illumination equals the path of light, and that light represents knowledge, true knowledge, the knowledge of self, to know what ourself is, God, Lord, King, Master. Not the God as in we physically created this world, but the God as in having knowledge of self, for us being the God of this physical, material world, not the creation of the universe God. For that God is called the great architect of the universe, or the great architect of the world. We're only men, so we are gods with a lowercase g, but a portion of God still rests within us through our minds, body, and soul, and through our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Now, in all-seeing eyes, we have something called the BIS, which is Basic Information Specialist. It's like a handbook or a hand guide, the studies of an all-seeing eye, or the studies of becoming an all-seeing eye, and it breaks down the lessons and the teachings and the philosophies and the ideologies of what an all-seeing eye is. We have something called the 5 jewels. The 5 jewels equal to 5 colors, which is red, black, gray, purple, and green. Red represents salvation, boldness, new life. But Jesus died upon the cross for our sins to give us salvation and new life, or Yahshua Messiah, whichever one you prefer. Red also represents boldness, and red also represents war, life, and death, etc. There's multiple meanings behind the color red. Black represents a mystery. That mystery represents self, for God rests within self, and God is a mystery. Flowing off G127, Genesis chapter 1 verse 27, when it said, God said, "Let's make man in our image." Gray represents wisdom. Wisdom broken down by the third hour equal to mind. Wisdom equals wise, wisdom, wise dome. To have a wise dome is to conquer all things through your mind, body, and soul. Purple represents the colors of kings and queens. For kings and queens, gods and goddesses, lords and lordesses, and masters are crowned in purple linen. Green represents prosperity. Green also represents this earth, for this earth has been given to us. The earth has been given to men, for we are gods and goddesses upon this earth. We are all seeing eyes. We walk down the path of illumination. 211320, all seeing eye. Information specialist. K.Demar Gaines.